Let me ask you something you have probably experienced. Have you ever asked AI the same question twice and got two completely different answers? One time it sounds brilliant, the next time it feels completely clueless. Same model, same topic, but the quality swings wildly. Most people blame the AI. It's inconsistent, it's unreliable. But here's what actually happening. The missing part isn't the AI, it's context. Welcome back to TechAutopsy, where we don't just blame the tool, we dissect what we are asking it to do. Here's the assumption most people make when AI gives them a weak answer. The AI is inconsistent, it doesn't work properly. But the AI isn't broken, it's doing exactly what it's designed to do, respond to what you gave. When you don't provide context, the AI has to fill in the gap on its own. It makes assumptions about who you are, what you need, and why you are asking. And those assumptions, that's where quality dies. The AI isn't guessing because it's bad. It's guessing because you left it no choice. So, what is context really? It's not just background information or extra detail. Context is the answer to three simple questions that the AI needs in order to give you something useful. First, who is this for? A beginner, an expert, a decision maker, a student. Second, why do they need it? To learn something new, to make a decision, to implement something right now. Third, what do they already know? Are they starting from zero or do they already have some foundations? Without these three answers, the AI does not know how deep to go, what language to use, or what detail actually matters. It's like asking someone to explain something without telling them who is listening. They will give you an answer, but probably not the one you needed. Here's the definition I want you to hold on for this entire episode. Context doesn't change whether something is correct. Context changes whether it's relevant. Think about it this way. If I say water boils at 100 degrees Celsius, that's correct. But if I am talking to a chemist, I need to add at sea level under standard atmospheric pressure. Same fact, but the level of precision just shifted based on who's listening. That's what context does. It tells the AI not just what to say, but how to say it so it actually matters to the person receiving it. Let's take a concrete example to see why this matters. Imagine you type this into an AI. Explain OAuth. Two words seems clear enough, right? But think about who might be asking that question. A student learning about web security for the first time, a product manager trying to understand a technical decision, a backend engineer implementing a login system, a journalist writing an article about online privacy. Every one of those people needs a completely different answer. Same question, radically different context. That sentence, explain OAuth, is completely dangerous. And the AI has no way of knowing which version you need unless you tell it. Here's something most beginners don't realize. Context isn't just about beginner versus expert. Context also includes what the person is trying to do with the information. Are they trying to make a decision? Then they need pros, cons, trade-off, not a tutorial. Are they learning something new? Then they need simple language, examples, and step-by-step explanation. Are they building or implementing something? Then they need practical instruction, not theory. Are they presenting or teaching? Then they need talking points, analogies, and a clear narrative. Same topic, same AI, but each of these situations demand a completely different type of output. When you specify what someone is trying to do with the answer, the AI shifts its entire approach. So, what happens when you don't provide context? The AI does not fail outright. It plays it safe. It chooses the safest middle ground it can find, and that middle ground, it satisfies no one. The output feels generic, like it was written for everyone and no one at the same time. It's either over explained, assuming you are knowing nothing, or uselessly shallow, skipping the details you actually needed. This isn't the AI being bad. This is the AI doing the only thing it can do when you haven't told it who's listening. The moment you add context, the moment you tell it who needs this and why, the AI stops hedging. It stops trying to cover all possibilities. It focuses. And focused answers are the one that actually help. Let's start with something most of us deal with, budgeting. I'm going to open ChatGPT and Gemini and give them both the same simple prompt. Explain budgeting. Watch what happens. Now let's give the same prompt to Gemini. Both ChatGPT and Gemini start talking about personal saving strategies. Both answers are accurate, but is neither one is what I actually needed. Why? Because why? Because budgeting could mean a dozen of different things. Personal finance, business budget, government spending, and long-term investments. The AI has to guess which one I meant, and guessing means the answer probably won't fit my actual situation. Now, let's add context and rewrite the same prompt. Now, let's try the same prompt on Gemini. Same model, same topic, but now the responses are focused, practical, and actually helpful. Here's what happened. Context didn't make the AI smarter. It told the AI who I am and what I am trying to do, and that removed all the confusion. Let's pause for a second and understand why that worked. Without context, the AI had to stop and ask itself, what kind of budgeting does this person mean? Personal, corporate, household, long term planning. And since it couldn't ask you directly, it made a guess. But when you add context, young working professional, monthly expense, simple language, the AI stopped guessing. It didn't need to figure out what you meant anymore. You already told it. That's the power of context. It doesn't add new information, it removes ambiguity. And when ambiguity is gone, the AI can focus entirely on giving you exactly what you need. Here's a helpful way to think about context. It's like a depth control on a radio or an audio mixer. When you give the AI no context, it stays at the surface. Generic explanation, broad overview. The kind of answer you would find on Wikipedia. But when you add context like I am a beginner, I am an expert, I am implementing this in production, I am teaching this to student, you are adjusting the depth. Same AI, same question, but now the answer meets you exactly where you are. Context doesn't change what the AI says. It changes how deep it goes and how relevant it feels. You are not hoping the AI guesses the right level. You are telling it exactly where to focus. Let's talk about the phases that quietly sabotage your prompt. Phases that sounds polite or professional, but actually hide the information the AI needs most. Explain this to me. Who are you? A student? A manager? An engineer? The AI doesn't know. Help me understand this. Understand at what level? From scratch, with examples, with technical depth. Give me some information on this. Some, how much, and for what purpose? These phases feel conversational, and that's exactly the problem. They leave the audience invisible. And when the AI doesn't know who it is talking to, it defaults to a generic middle ground that doesn't serve anyone well. The fix is instead of explain this to me, say explain this to a marketing manager with no technical background. One extra phase and the entire output transforms. Here's what I want you to take away from this episode. If the AI's response feels generic, vague, or like it could have been written for anyone, your context is missing. You are not dealing with a bad model. You are dealing with an incomplete prompt. The moment you add context, who you are, what you are working on, what level of detail you need, the same AI suddenly feels like it understands you. It didn't get smarter, you got clearer. And clarity is the only thing that matters in prompt engineering. That's episode 5 of TechAutopsy. If this finally explained you why AI answers feel inconsistent, hit like. Share it with someone who says AI explains too much. And subscribe because in the next video we will take control of format, tones and boundaries. See you in next Autopsy room. Thank you.